punter who claims to have won a bet worth 240 million shillings is locked in a dispute with a betting operator 7 months after he thought he hit the jackpot, raising questions about how the betting house's operating license was renewed for another year. The matter is yet to be resolved, leaving Dennis Kasibante in purgatory. The betting operator in question, Bet Power, owned by Chop Gaming Limited, is among the companies whose license was renewed in 2024 by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board. Observers say that in practice, the regulator in such a scenario has at hand a suite of possible measures, such as freezing the betting operator's bank account and not renewing its license until the dispute is settled. It, however, appears that none of the foregoing measures were considered by the gaming board before renewing Bet Power's license. For Mr. Kasibante, a 34-year-old clinical officer in Shema district, sports betting, and in particular staking bets on European football games, is a hobby that seemed to have paid off on August 26, 2023. Back then, a series of bets that cost at least 30,000 shillings came up flush to the tune of an eye-watering 242.8 million shillings. The winning feeling was short-lived, however, as he was swiftly denied a payout.
The moment I saw my winnings come on my phone, I called my wife. I told her, from today onwards, poverty is gone. So I knew I had won. Money came to my account. I tried to withdraw because I wanted to confirm to my wife that actually this money works.
When Mr. Kasibante tried to transfer 5 million shillings from his Bet Power account to his mobile money account, he was unable to. The winnings were spread across 2 Bet Power accounts linked to his 2 SIM cards, one of which is an MTN line and the other an Airtel one. When the first line rejected the transaction, he tried his luck on the other, to no avail. On calling the betting house, Mr. Kasibante was informed that there was an error in the system. A few hours later, the clinical officer called Bet Power's customer care service.
They were like, sir, you will forgive us the day you pressed your bets. We had an error in our system. You pressed the bets when the time had gone. Okay, there was some much propaganda there which I didn't understand.
Bet Power claimed that Mr. Kasibante's bet was cancelled. His stake was reimbursed because the matches on the bet were cancelled. To say that this came as a surprise to Mr. Kasibante would be an understatement. Curiously, among the matches listed as cancelled per the Bet Power communique was a match between Arsenal and Fulham, where both London teams played out a draw on August 26, 2023. Similarly, matches between Brentford and Crystal Palace, Everton and Wolves, as well as Manchester United and Nottingham Forest were cancelled by Bet Power, yet they all went ahead. Further, in a January 5, 2024 letter, Bet Power claimed that the disputed bet placed on August 26, 2023, during the match between Huddersfield Town and Norwich City that kicked off at 5 p.m., was placed at 5:31 p.m. for the away team to win at a time when the away team had gained a significant advantage, having taken a 2-goal lead by 5:17 p.m., rendering the 5:31 p.m. bet invalid. Mr. Kasibante, citing his betting slips, disputes the assertion that he bet on a live event.
No, that's not true. I had placed my bets before the matches even started. That when a match is ongoing or a live event is ongoing, there is a signal that company brings to show you that actually you placed a bet on a live event or you placed a bet before this event started. On all my tickets, that signal misses.
Per the Bet Power position statement, Mr. Kasibante's betting slips must have the signal. The betting operator specifically cites Rule 11 that states the company reserves the right to correct obvious errors with the input of betting odds and or the evaluation of betting results even after the event, or to declare affected bets void. Bet Power's letter was published 2 weeks before the second mediation hearing between it and Mr. Kasibante. The mediation was convened by the National Lotteries Gaming Regulatory Board on January 19, 2024, The resolution of the first mediation, held on September 15, 2023, had left Mr. Kasibante dissatisfied. Speaking about the hearings, Mr. Kasibante claims that BetPower is yet to provide sufficient evidence to justify its decision to cancel his bet and deny him his winnings.
They were sent back to go and bring more evidence to show that actually this person pressed the bets when the events had already taken place. Up to now, no result has been brought out.
Mr. Kasibante further claims that during the January 19, 2024 hearing, BetPower had not adduced evidence of the system error that put paid to his windfall.
They said that their system auto-deleted the error.
Per Section 4M of the Lotteries and Gaming Act 2016, the Gaming Board is mandated to receive, investigate, and arbitrate complaints relating to lotteries, gaming, betting, and casinos, and take appropriate action. During the financial year 2021-2022, the Board received and resolved 26 disputes worth 78.3 million shillings. Per the Gaming Board's Ministerial Policy Statement for the financial year 2023-2024, all the cases in question were resolved. During the first half of the financial year 2022-2023, the Board resolved all 8 disputes it received worth 30.4 million shillings. As such, Dennis Mudene, the Executive Director of the National Gaming Regulatory Board, describes this case as unique, given that typically such cases are prone to swift resolution.
So we've not received a complaint where outrightly an operator has refused to pay, because if the facts are against you, there's really no way you can get out of it. Otherwise, if we cash out your guarantee, then you don't have a license.
Mr. Kasibante's case is a test of the Gaming Board's arbitration and dispute resolution mechanisms. The aforesaid mechanisms have in the past come under scrutiny following the findings of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of the Gaming Board for the financial year ended June 30th, 2022. The report found that staff training in corporate governance in order to strengthen arbitration and dispute resolution was not undertaken despite the activity being budgeted for. Further, the report found that the Finance Minister was yet to develop the regulations pertaining to the handling of complaints and determinations of disputes under Section 72L of the Lotteries and Gaming Act 2016. The absence of such regulations is an unregulated industry with risks of abuse and possible exploitation of gamblers. The report reads in part, Section 42 of the Lotteries Gaming Act provides that licensees are required to provide a security bond, which the Gaming Board shall use to pay taxes or employees of the licensee or persons participating in any activity organized or provided by the licensee in the case of default. BetPower has a general betting license, and per the Lotteries and Gaming Licensing Regulations 2017 Schedule 2, BetPower is required to have a 500 million shilling bank guarantee or security bond to qualify for a license. Should the Gaming Board's arbitration process favor Mr. Kasibante, the Gaming Board would liquidate BetPower's bank guarantee to settle with Mr. Kasibante. Consequently, BetPower would be required to put up more money to ensure its 500 million shilling security bond is deposited in cash with the bank, which would issue the guarantee before its license is renewed. The fact that there was a possible claim on BetPower's bank guarantee and there was a possibility that the security bond would therefore be drawn down below the amount required of a licensee suggests that BetPower's license renewal should not have been a foregone conclusion and casts doubt on the due diligence the Gaming Board undertook prior to renewing this particular license. Further, betting operators seeking a license to operate are required to register their betting software with National Information Technological Authority Uganda, NITA, for certification and to submit their terms and conditions for review by the Gaming Board. Mr. Kasibante's case suggests that this oversight is not sufficient. BetPower's terms and conditions notwithstanding, notions of natural justice and fairness do come into play in such disputes.
The baseline of some of these terms and conditions is that upon a punter winning, a punter should be paid out. Those are the key principles. because you realize that some of these terms and conditions may be extremely unfavorable towards the punter. Probably if a punter won a big stake, these terms and conditions may probably differ on the terms of payment. And the presumption is that once the punter was entering into the software and engaging into the betting activity, he was complying to those, he was abiding by the terms and conditions, which probably, I'm certain he probably didn't even read the terms and conditions. However, it may go beyond the National Gaming Board, and in such a situation, if a punter probably won an award, based on the amount of the award, he probably could instead instigate a suit, probably in the High Court.
Negative perceptions about the gaming sector per the Ministerial Policy Statement 2023-24 remain a challenge. With the National Lottery in the offing, Mr. Kasibante's wars will likely serve to entrench the view that even when a punter gets lucky, the house refuses to lose.